Porsche 960 GT RS 2025. Uyghur Sahin just dropped a design study that's going to make Porsche fans lose their collective minds. The Porsche 960 GT RS isn't an official project, but it's the kind of speculative work that feels so right, so obvious, you'd be forgiven for thinking it leaks straight out of Zach. This is what happens when a designer who truly understands Porsche's DNA decides to play what if with the brand's Hyper GT future. And honestly, it's the kind of thing Porsche should be building right now, especially as the industry stumbles through its awkward electric adolescence. The 960 GT RS picks up where the 918 Spider left off, but instead of just rehashing that car's hybrid heroics, it pushes the conversation forward into a world where hypercars need to be sustainable without sacrificing soul. Sahin's work isn't about wild, unattainable fantasy, it's a grounded, almost plausible vision of what a next-gen Porsche halo car could look like. The kind of thing that makes you stare at the renders, zoom in on the details, and mutter, "Yeah, that's the one," under your breath. It's got the proportions, the surfacing, and the functional drama that separates Porsche's best from the rest. And in an era where so many concepts feel like lazy digital sketches, this thing looks like it's already been through a wind tunnel. The 960 GT RS sits low and wide, with a cab-forward greenhouse that screams mid-engine, but the way the fenders swell over the wheels gives it a muscularity that's missing from so many modern hypercars. This isn't a car that looks like it was styled by committee or focus grouped into oblivion. The front end is all business, with razor-thin LED light signatures and a clean, almost understated fascia that still manages to look aggressive. The intakes are massive but integrated, not slapped on like an afterthought, and the way the hood flows into the fenders is pure Porsche. It's the kind of detailing that rewards close inspection, the kind of thing that makes you appreciate how much thought went into every millimeter. The face of the car is instantly recognizable, slim LED light signatures, a clean front fascia, and large, technical air intakes that promise both downforce and cooling efficiency. Sahin's use of ultra-slim lights and a horizontal visual emphasis plays into the modern Porsche look, but the execution is more daring than current production models. Those turbine-inspired wheels aren't just a retro nod to the 930's iconic phone diagrams, they're a forward-thinking take on aerodynamic efficiency, blending classic Porsche motifs with the kind of technical detailing you'd expect from a next-gen EV or hybrid. They look like they belong on a Le Mans prototype, which is exactly the vibe a Porsche hypercar should give off. And because this is a design study, Sahin didn't have to worry about production constraints, so the wheels are as dramatic as they are functional. They're the kind of detail that would make or break a car like this, and here, they absolutely make it. Now, the aerodynamics. This isn't some generic look-at-me hypercar with slapped-on wings and vents that don't actually do anything. The 960 GT RS is covered in functional details, from the perforated rear deck to the intricate venting along the sides. The rear of the car is particularly clever, with a thin light bar and subtle ducktail spoiler that manage to look both futuristic and timeless. It's the kind of design that doesn't just look fast, it looks like it would actually stick to the road at 200 miles per hour, and because Sahin envisioned this as a Hyper GT, there's a sense of long-distance comfort baked into the proportions. This isn't a stripped-out track toy, it's a car that could eat up continents while still setting lap records. The metallic silver is the kind of finish that shows off every subtle curve and crease, proving that the design doesn't need wild graphics or neon accents to stand out. The British racing green, meanwhile, gives it an old-school elegance that feels right at home on a Porsche, while the red is just outright menacing. Each color tells a different story, but none of them feel out of place. It's a reminder that a great design doesn't need gimmicks to make an impact. Sahin's mention of sustainable powertrains and luxury tech flagship tells you this concept is envisioned for an electric or hybrid future. The relatively closed front end, the lack of massive cooling vents, and the emphasis on aerodynamic cleanliness all point to a car designed for next-generation propulsion. If Porsche does build a 918 successor, and the rumors suggest they're at least thinking about it, It'll likely be fully electric or use an advanced plug-in hybrid system pushing well over 1000 horsepower. This design would accommodate either architecture beautifully, and that future-proofing is smart thinking. Whether Porsche ever built something like the 960 GT-RS is anyone's guess, but concepts like this serve a vital purpose. They push the conversation forward, challenge manufacturers to be bolder, and give enthusiasts something to dream about. Sahin has created a vision that respects everything that makes Porsche special while refusing to be trapped by nostalgia. That's the sweet spot, and he's nailed it.